Okay, so this is the one day of the week that I was actually, really looking forward to. Mainly because I feel that if there's one workout that's been programmed so far that is really truly something that I would program, it's this one. And that's because, right, it's not something for time, it's not, work for this amount of time. Like, it's more so like intervals, right? So this is, again, like one of the things that can only be done on a day where you have to have just a Metcon that day for the most part. Now, you obviously have the skill beforehand, but we'll get to that. Anyways, so just for me to remember. Anyways, first things first. I'm gonna try and move forward with this kind of format where people get an opportunity to work on skills outside of, here's a few things that you can do to warm up your toes to bar, here's a few kipping pull-up things that you can do, or you can't do toes to bar, just do you can't do pull-ups, just do ring rows, right? Or same thing with handstand push-ups. I want to be able to actually have members get the opportunity to focus on something that they are gonna try and get to, right? And obviously they'll get stronger, they'll get fitter over time just working out and whatnot. However, specific training towards something is always going to help in the long run the quickest as well. So with this EMOM, again, it's 10 minutes, very straightforward. You'll have people come in, they'll warm up, you'll go through the class and whatnot. This is where you'll explain the EMOM and whatnot, and then also the Metcon as well, just because it can be confusing for some people. But for the skill EMOM, basically you want them to pick something in terms of a toes to bar that they can do. So if they can do 5 toes to bar, perfect. Every minute on the minute, try and have them do 4 to 5 toes to bar, right? As long as that kipping motion is maintained. And that's what a lot of people mess up, is that, maybe they get their legs to here, maybe they get their legs to here, and then they can kick the bar, right? They can actively do 1 toes bar at a time. It's just that they'll never get better at actual kipping toes to bar, the ones that we try and get people to do, if they're always just doing 1 rep at a time, right? They have to constantly try and build up that range of motion while still focusing on what the shoulders are doing, right? That kipping doesn't come from the lower body, the lower abs. Like, there is some core strength that has to be required to do it, but a lot of people will have that already, right? It's just going to come down to the kipping motion in the shoulders, right? And the toes to bar is all pushing and pulling down on the bar to get forward and in front, right? That's the beat swing that we always talk about. So with that, have people do a variation where they can maintain that kipping and maintain it well enough and get at least a few reps in. So for example, if they can do a kipping L and they're maintaining that that fluid motion, perfect. Encourage them, try and go up a little higher. If they get to maybe a B or something like that and they start to lose it, you keep them at that L. Okay, same thing with someone who could do a kipping V, but they can't quite do a toes to bar, right? They may even get it or get a little closer over the EMOM as things warm up a bit, but just have them work in a range of motion that will allow them to slowly progress and gain strength and comfortability in that movement. So for the toes to bar, like I said, if they can do 5, make sure they're hitting toes to bar every single time, even 3, right? They may have to stand around for a lot of it, but they're just getting that consistency in. Now, for someone who can do a lot of toes to bar, right, have them pick a challenging number, right? Like, if it was someone like me, I would just probably try and do probably 15 on the minute, right? By the end, that's 150 toes to bar, but it's spread out over the time, and I would just try and stay unbroken the entire time, right? And for you, for example, I know that toes to bars kind of get you. This is a great chance to just work on the toes to bar itself, not under fatigue, right? So with that, there may be some people who can't do any kind of kipping motion at all, right? So someone who, they're very heavy, they've never hung from a bar, maybe they have shoulder issues or something like that, they have an opportunity to still try and do something. So, for example, someone who can't even do a kipping L or a hanging knee raise. Just have them do a beat swing, right? Get used to hanging from the bar with some kind of motion, right? If they've never hung from the bar, and like this is a good opportunity to get that chance without having to worry about it, right? So they can just hang from the bar, active shoulders, right? They're not going to be slouched down like this. So you're going to make sure that when they're hanging from the bar, shoulders are engaged, right? Full grip on the barbell, the bar as well. But same thing, have them pick a number that's like moderate and then try and maintain that for the entire 10 minutes, okay? They can even try and slowly increase, and that can be the same thing for someone that's doing a kipping L. Maybe they do 2 minutes of kipping L's, maybe they do 2 minutes of kipping V's, and then they spend the next 6 minutes or whatever trying to do toes bar, right? This is just a chance for people to slowly work on that without scaling something automatically, right? The EMOM is scaled, they basically approach it around how they would need to approach it, right? There's no, oh, I have to change this. It's just, I'm going to do this because that's what I need to be doing right now to get better at it, right? Anyways, so that aside, for the workout, this is gonna take 26 minutes, 24 minutes total? Yeah, about that. So we have 4 rounds. Each round is gonna be a 4-minute AMRAP, and you're gonna have 2 minutes of rest between. Now, every single round is going to start with 24 sit-ups. So they only do the sit-ups one time. Encourage members to go through them as fast as possible. If they're good at sit-ups, they may as well. If there's something that's a little trickier, have them slow it up a bit, but most people will be able to get these 24 sit-ups done within a minute. With whatever time is left, so let's say, for example, it takes them 45 seconds to do 24 sit-ups, they then have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to AMRAP, to do as many rounds as they can of a 9 or 7 if, for the female scaling, 9 cal row, 9 dumbbell push press with the left or the right, whatever one they want to do first, and then the opposite side. Now, the one thing is, you're gonna have all of the machines out, or as many machines out as you require, because each round, so 2 rounds each, you're gonna spend on the rower and you're gonna spend on the assault bike, right? So that's gonna switch things up. That's also gonna allow more people to do class. That way, right, like you're not only able to do 8 people with this kind of thing, right? We want everyone to, because the time frame is so short, right? We want everyone to constantly be able to keep on moving. So this way, up to 16 or 17, whatever it is you have for machines, right? That's how many people can actually do the workout. So make sure, right? It doesn't matter which one they start on. They can start on the assault bike first, and then they can switch to the row. They just need to make sure that it alternates for the 4 rounds total, and they get on all machines, both machines 2 times each. So in terms of scaling, like if there's someone who is taking like 45 seconds to row 9 or 7 cows, bring it down a bit, right? Like if it's a guy doing it, bring it down to 7. The rowing should take no more than, I would say, probably 30 seconds. Other than that, for the dumbbell weight, it is 150 pound or 135 pound. Just that weight should be unbroken for each side each time. So if they get to a point early on where they're only doing like 3 or 4 reps at a time, they'll probably have to bring the weight down, right? Because with this, they're looking to move very fast with the time that's already, with the time that they have left within their intervals. So within that 2-minute rest, right, they can write down their scores, have them reset where they start from each time, right? Because they have to buy in each time, and because they're switching up on the row or the assault bike, it's going to be different. So sometimes it would be like, oh, we'll pick up where we left off. Not for today, right? Each 4-minute round is going to be its own score, and then you just add those either total reps at the end or just however many rounds, however you have it set up in Zen Plan. But for the most part, I do think that does cover that. Make sure there's a push press here. Some people may try and push jerk. I doubt it, just because it's a little more awkward, but just make sure it's a push press. It'll be faster anyways. Just make sure that people are locking out at the top as well as the hips as well, right? They're not just doing this and then bringing it back down before locking the hips out. So this is taken care of. Now, I'm not gonna write anything up, I'm just gonna talk. for the hero workout that is on Friday, because this is a Thursday workout, it's obviously very aggressive. So one, you're gonna have to be super on point. You cannot let anyone dilly-dally around. If someone walks into class like 10 minutes early, you say, if you wanna warm up, you start doing it now, because we have this very quick warm up that we're gonna do, and then we're getting right into it, okay? Have the scaling options already done, like the assault bike, people are just gonna have to do it. Chest to bar, have to do a jumping chest to bar. They can do a regular pull-up as well. The dumbbell thruster, I believe, is with, I'm just going in the order that I remember it, but the dumbbell, same thing. I believe it's one dumbbell, same for the dumbbell snatch, so it should be 50 or 35 pounds. However they break it up kind of thing. If it's two 50-pound dumbbells for the 27 dumbbell thrusters, everyone's going to be fucked. No one's going to be able to RX that, I think, at least not with a lot of time. So just make sure that people know what the movements are. Have them bring the weight down. And the one thing that I will say this, obviously hero workouts are very, very aggressive in terms of volume and intensity. People can change the weights all they want. They can change, the scaling movement for gymnastics, for example, but don't let them change the numbers, because the numbers mean something. So with that, if someone's like, can I do 30 cals on the assault bike? You say, no, okay? Those numbers, again, and she has it in that email right there. They're there for a purpose, and they do not get changed for any reason whatsoever, right? If someone doesn't want to do it, tell them to fuck off. But for the most part, again, with that workout, with, I would say, like no more than 7 minutes to warm up, and then give people probably 7 minutes to warm up, 3 minutes to very quickly say, this is the flow of the workout, these are all the movements, right? It may take 5 minutes, and then give people probably like less than 4 minutes to get set up. Okay, it's a 40-minute AMRAP. There's no way around this. You're almost guaranteed to finish a little over. Do your best not to. But for the most part, like, just be very, very on point, right? If people are talking, tell them to shut up, right? You need to be in charge of the situation for this. So just have that, like in your head already, that that you have to be like that, okay? You're not being mean, you're just trying to be efficient with your time. So other than that, again, don't let them change the numbers. Have them change whatever movements they need to in terms of fitting their fitness needs. But for the most part, that's pretty straightforward. Now that'll, again, take care of Friday. I'm gonna move the Friday to Monday, I believe. And then Saturday, I'm gonna just like kind of look over things again, but I may change that a little bit as well, just kind of depending. As far as I can tell, there's some things that aren't too similar, and not only that, there's not a lot of people that will come in and work out after a workout like that. But regardless, I will change up Saturday, I'm sure, to some degree, but again, this video will cover that Metcon for Thursday, but then also what you'll need to do for Friday. But other than that, I think that does cover it all.